What's going on, everybody? My name is Samir Azizi, aka A-double-Z. I'm the co-founder of Toronto DAO, and I welcome you to our event partnered with Sui Community. Let's give a round of applause to Sui Community, everybody. All right, thank you so much. We're gonna start with a quick introduction to the space. Startwell is the place that's hosting us right now, and they've been an amazing partner. They've helped us out so much, and their stuff is just incredible. They're so helpful, so professional, and honestly, their production is like Hollywood style, like TED Talks and all of that. We have so many great footage because of them, the lighting, and it's just all set up so greatly. So we're just gonna watch a quick, short video about Startwell, and then we will proceed.
Hi, I'm Kasim, the founder of Startwell. I'm so glad that you made it here. And if it's your first time, I wanted to let you know about some of the cool stuff that goes on at this place. Essentially, we're a 20,000 square foot campus. And what we have is a wealth of rooms for any type of company to book for meetings and events. We're a favorite place for a number of companies to host offsites. So if you ever need to gather your full team, bring them over here. We can support teams for up to 200 people for full day or multi-day sessions. And we have everything you need under one roof, including media production. So when you gather your people, not only can you record content on stage in venues like this, but you can also step into our private closed set studios to record talking heads as well as video podcasts. And while you gather your people together at Startwell, why not take headshots, right? Our team can handle creative shoots as well as professional shoots. So now not only can you update your website, but all of your team's LinkedIn's with something that represents your brand and shows them as the awesome professionals that they are. Have a great time at the event, and I'll see you on campus again soon.
Thank you so much, Kasim. Amazing guy, and I've met him in person. He is just so welcoming, and he just knows his stuff so well. Now, let's just move forward to talk a little bit about who we are. First of all, I would like to thank the entire Toronto DAO crew. Let's give them a round of applause for helping, organizing and planning this event. Thank you. The next presenter is going to be a Toronto DAO core team member and special events manager. His name is Husnain, and he's going to do a little bit of an introduction presentation that is also interactive on stage here. So here now, I'm inviting Husnain. Round of applause, please. Let's do it. Hey!
Thank you, Samir. Can everyone in the back hear me? Simon? Yeah? Okay, awesome. This is probably the first time you're seeing me speak here. My name is Husnain. I usually do anything that others can't figure out, non-tech related. I help out the team with that. So we've been presenting about about Toronto DAO for over 14 events here. Not at this location, but throughout Toronto. So I wanted to test out that how many of you actually know about Toronto DAO. So how many of you have heard of Kahoot? Yeah? Familiar face? Okay, awesome. So today we're gonna play a game similar to Kahoot. So I want you guys to pull out your phones. Everyone. So you can scan this barcode, or QR code, sorry, and type in your name or any name you want to put in through. All right, we got one person in there, 3 people, awesome.
Let's get it, guys. Get on that game.
I see you're all using your crypto anonymous names. Is that what all the Telegram IDs are? Okay, we're just gonna give another 15 seconds for everyone to get in there. 5 more seconds. Okay, looks like everyone's through. So how it works is that different questions about Toronto DAO or maybe Canada are going to show up here, and you'll just have to answer them on on your cell phone screen. All right, is everyone ready? Yeah, let's go. Awesome. All right, so we can begin the game. So first question, this is just a test question so everyone can get accustomed to the game. All right. So what is the capital city of Canada? So you see options on your screen and you can pick the answer on your screen. Let's see how many of us get this right. Just waiting on 4 more people here. Okay, so, wow. All right, most of us got that right, but concerning level of us did not know what to do with this. All right. All right, so the next question is going to be about Toronto DAO. Wow, Star's leading the way. So it also matters how fast you're answering the question and whether the question's right or not. Okay, so who is the sponsor of this event? Is it ETH? Is it XRP? Binance? Are they even legal in Ontario? No, maybe, I don't know. All right, just 3 more seconds and then we're gonna move on from this one. Awesome. So Sui's the sponsor for this event. We've been doing Sui events for past 3 times. This is just an opportunity to thank them for giving us the opportunity to host events here in Toronto and in this space. So now we'll go to the next question. Let's see how many who's... Oh, Star's no more on top, and we've got Nico and Julius and Ezra. They're closed though. All right, what is the mission of Toronto DAO? Is it cultivating networking events with pizza and drinks? Cultivating and retaining tech talent in Toronto while fostering innovation across various technology sectors? Launching a meme coin called T-Coin? Lobbying the government for crypto-friendly policies? I don't see all of the above here, but you should go for it. Awesome, so that looks like you guys have been listening to our presentations. So we're not just here to do events, we're not just here to be an event organizer or just hanging out among ourselves. So we have a goal here, which is to cultivate and retain the tech talent that has been leaving Canada, specifically to south of the border, and also retaining the companies that are involved. Whoa, okay, we already started. So what year was Toronto DAO founded? I think this is a tough one. We've just got 7 more seconds. 1945. Whoa, oh wow. You can keep going.
It should be 2015.
So in the official documents, we were founded in 2023. Ooh, not many people got that right, but now you're gonna remember this. All right, Matthew's winning this. Is this our Matthew or is this? Yeah, exactly. Oh wow. Okay. Awesome. So next question: how many team members does Toronto DAO have? And we have a picture, but it might be misleading. But if you're smart enough, you're gonna get this. All right, 5 more seconds on this one. Wow, surprisingly, a lot of you got that right. I wasn't expecting this. But there's actually 11 of us here. There's 11 of us. One is, or actually 2 or 3 of us are not here. but overall the team consists of 11 people from different backgrounds. All right, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is not a Toronto DAO innovation? Is it Tcoin? Is it the bespoke Beaver app? Toronto DAO NFT membership minting platform? Or is it the blockchain boat party? So remember, which of the following is not a Toronto DAO innovation? So blockchain boat party is not one of our innovations. I don't even know if that exists, or maybe it will exist in the future. But what this tells you is that we're not just about the events. There's a lot of innovation that's happening, and one of our latest innovation is the bespoke Beaver app. If you were one of the initial members of Toronto DAO, you would remember the NFT minting membership platform that we first introduced. We're still working on a more user-friendly platform, so that's being developed. And then we have the Tcoin still in the works that we have presented about. I think that was in, where was it? Casa Mezcal? Yep. That we initially introduced, and it was a room full of over 100 people as far as I remember. All right, let's move on to the next question. We only have 2 more questions, and we're going to see who comes out on top. All right, how many community partners does Toronto DAO have? Is it 5 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, or 20 plus? All right, almost there. Okay, most of you got that right. You can continue. Okay. So we missed the right answer, but it's over 20 partners. So over the years, we have partnered with many community organizations and businesses, as well as international organizations, included Consensus, that's coming to Toronto this year. All right, so this is our last question. How many events has Toronto DAO hosted so far? And we're talking about in-person events, none of that virtual podcast stuff. Someone was listening. All right, most of you got it right. So there have been over 14 in-person events over the years, and we've seen many of you here for those events. So we're very thankful for everyone that comes out to our events. And again, they keep coming around, and we hope to put better events as we go through. We love your feedback. You can get in touch with us through our Telegram account or our Twitter account. And yeah, that's all from me. And we'll see who's the winner here. Whoever's DP5. Oh, we got two first places here. DP5 and AECOM, and then there's Matthew. I wonder if it's one of the co-founders. This doesn't sound right, but yeah. Awesome. All right, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you around.
All right, well, let's give it a round of applause to Husnain. Wow, that was an amazing game. I love to do this kind of trivia. We should do a trivia night at some sort of a bar and just start doing that, the team thing. Toronto DAO should have to get some active stuff. You know why I'm so energized right now? You know why? Because Matthew here was in charge of, getting non-alcoholic drinks. And so I told him get some mocktails at Costco. And apparently they messed up and they gave him a bunch of Celsiuses. And that Celsius stuff is crack. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys tried it. It's right there at the bar. It's just like oversaturated with caffeine, and so I'm just jittery right now. I wasn't planning on that because I had a Red Bull before, but now I'm just going nuts here. But luckily I'm an MC, so I guess that's kind of appropriate. Anyways, so we have a different thing here on the agenda, right? So we're gonna talk about community projects. We're gonna give them some spotlight because they're friends of ours. And we love them, we appreciate them. We're gonna have some presentations, but also some announcements as well. So I'm gonna start with the next one. Let's see if this works. That's us. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Okay, clicker problems. What's happening? Is the big one? Is the big one that I need to press? All right. There we go. Message from Startwell, Husnain presented, Sui is our sponsor, and the exciting part is that we are an official partner of the Consensus Conference here in Toronto. So if you still haven't gotten your tickets to Consensus, well, you're in luck because you can use our special promo code and get, I actually already forgot how much of a discount, but it's a very, very hefty discount and you should get it. Definitely if you haven't bought it or your friends haven't bought it, click a picture of that and send it to your friends or use it yourself. Promo code Toronto DAO. Thank you so much. Consensus 2025 hosted by Toronto. All right, the next one is the Futurist Conference is actually happening at the same time. So Futurist Conference is in Toronto at the same time as Consensus, and you can actually use Toronto DAO code to Toronto DAO 25 to get a discount of 25% to be a VIP, get a VIP ticket using their discount. At the same time, they actually have a party in Florida as well. That's their big conference. Make sure to use that promo code as well, Toronto DAO 25, to get 25% off Toronto DAO conference. Damn, that sales is really, really kicking my butt right now. Anyways, that's going to be a huge discount in Florida. All right. I kind of sent you guys an email before. This is a QR code for our exclusive Telegram group. That Telegram group is not public. I'm actually expiring all the links. This QR code is going to expire in 7 days. So please snap a picture of that. If you haven't still done that, snap a picture of that, scan it, and get into our Telegram chat stat ASAP. All right. What do we have next here? I want to present to you my friend Ezra. He has a project that he's working on. It's a startup, and he will be presenting today about it. So please welcome on stage Ezra.
Hello, everyone. Ezra, founder CEO of Emote.ai. We're releasing an API on Google Cloud Platform for any developer building a digital product or service. It'll be available in May time. We're going to make it for free for all Torontonians. Getting into what it is, similar to like ChatGPT, instead of language data, we're providing a computer vision model. We got really good at analyzing people's online facial biometrics. So online cognition data, stress, fatigue, flow state, the ability to be focused while you're online, and then happiness as an obvious sentiment indicator. It's going to be for free for any developer to test in closed beta. How it works is basically we pull people's facial biometrics on their front-facing web camera or on their laptop, anything with a front-facing web camera, even in that building. We're like non-intrusive, so no wearables required to detect all these biometric data points, and cost-effective. We spent like 5 years building our own model here in Toronto for the past 5 years in the partnership of 3 universities and colleges. We believe end users should get to own their own biometric mental health data. Developers are just basically paying for it on behalf of end users, and we're protecting it for them. So that means like 3 laws or 3 policies that all developers, if they're using our API layer, have to follow. One is the right to be self-monitored. Any end user gets to control when and where they get to be monitored for whatever context. Second is who gets to see that data, their friends, families, brands that they trust, and that should be their control. And then the last is the right to be forgotten. If they don't use the service anymore directly or indirectly with our technology, all their raw data gets deleted from the system, so they go back to being anonymous. This is how we are standing ourselves different from any other type of model as sensitive as this. This is why we've been very careful, like how we built our team, the board that we built, the partnerships that we made over the past 5 years, because we want to get this right. Blockchain, I think, in the future will be useful for us for hyperlocalization, but we're going to be the tortoise in that race to get it right on the tech infrastructure. So we're almost like students learning about the blockchain space. Until then, we're perfecting our AI model, making it cost effective. Normally, it would be like $3 per video hour to analyze people's facial biometrics with a 6-hour delay. We charge for the same quality 20 cents. And for real time, thanks to Google, that's helping us deploy on Google Cloud Platform. We can now offer real-time support analytics through their GPU processors. So we're Toronto born and raised and built. All the team members are here. If you want to reach out or connect with us, our intern, William, raise your hand, is there. And anybody that wants to get access to the API keys can apply at Emote.ai. It's going to be free for all Torontonians because I want you all to get a head start before we release it to the global market. If you're building, let's say, a product in like a video game, digital health and wellness, or any type of random thing that could benefit of building, understanding emotional intelligence about your users, feel free to apply and tell us what you're doing. And if you believe in the same belief system about end users owning their own mental health data, we're happy to support, invest, and incubate in you guys. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ezra. That was an amazing presentation. You know, guys, I got so excited, I forgot to tell you what the event is about. The event is about decentralized artificial intelligence. It's basically, we're crossing here Web3 and artificial intelligence, and that's why we have presentations today on Web3 and AI. And of course, our main presentations will be given by Heisenberg Network, and we'll be talking more about it later. But now, I want to present to you a friend of mine who was extremely helpful to us lately. He was one of the key people to help us with Bespoke Beaver, the app that we have recently developed and about to publish. But this guy is so smart. He's been in so many projects before, and he is just, I think, a genius. He has a new project. When I realized that he's actually based in Canada, I got really excited because I heard of him way before. His name is Taylor, and Taylor will be presenting to you guys on Alpha 4. Taylor, please come on stage. Round of applause, everybody.
Oh, I don't need that. Oh, just leave that. Yeah, that's fine. Hello, everyone. I'm going to read here because I'm not good at memorizing. Oh, in the center? Sure. Thanks. Web3 promised us freedom, a new way to interact with value online. But let's be honest, we got friction. I'm Taylor Cox, and I'm here to present Alpha 4, Web3's missing UX layer. Right now, Web3 feels fragmented. Your tokens, your rewards, your value, they're scattered across chains and wallets. Moving between them is clunky and confusing. You earn rewards, but they're isolated, preventing freedom of value transfer. There's no simple way to manage your on-chain value across Web3. That's what Alpha 4 is here to fix. Think of it as the missing interface for Web3. It's not another wallet or complex protocol, but a clean, simple app that unifies Web3. One account to access your on-chain value across multiple ecosystems. We do this with Alpha Points, the fuel of the Alpha 4 ecosystem. They're non-transferable, account-bound, and track everything you do across Web3. You earn them by staking, either our Alpha token or assets, native or derivative, like Sol, ETH, or AVAX. You earn by participating, rooting through partners, or restaking into validator networks. Here's what makes them powerful. Let's say you want to maximize your yield on Solana. Normally, that would take multiple steps and multiple tools to do this. With Alpha 4, you simply tap Stake Sol, and we handle everything under the hood, from liquid staking to validator restaking. Another example. Let's say you stake in EigenLayer and earned Alpha points. Now you want exposure to a meme coin on Avalanche. With Alpha 4, you don't need to unstake or bridge anything. Instead, you spend your Alpha points to participate. And we route that action across chain. You lend against your stake and unlock value on Avalanche so you can chase your memes. You're still earning yield on your stake. You're just using that value to explore new opportunities. Alpha 4 turns participation into power. They unlock the complexity and unlock Web3 on your terms. This isn't just about points. It's about unlocking true value. Imagine swapping assets across chains without multi-step flows. Imagine accessing perks in different ecosystems by using your points. Imagine staying staked while accessing liquidity. The Alpha token itself powers this ecosystem. You stake it, you earn more points, you bring it all around. Web3 deserves better. Less friction and more clarity. A true, simpler user experience for everyone. Alpha 4 is building this experience, starting now and scaling towards a future that's unified. Happy to answer any questions and speak about our early MVP currently on Sepolia. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Actually, if anyone has questions, let's see if you have them. Maybe Taylor can answer, but if not, I can give you contacts. All right, let's give a round of applause for Taylor again. This was amazing. I was like finally we have the presentations about Web3 and stuff, right? Because I mean, this is kind of like the root of our being is blockchain, it's crypto, and we have to have that signature presentation on crypto as well. But I want to say we're going on a break. You guys can take 10 minutes, use the washroom, have some drinks, have some food, and of course come back here in 10 minutes, and I will force you to come back. So I'm just letting you know. Y'all be sitting back right here in 10 minutes. All right, everybody. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. So we are back to our regularly scheduled programming, everybody. Welcome to Toronto DAO event. If you just came here, you missed a lot of cool games, a lot of cool presentations, but that's okay. We have great stuff ahead, and I would like to introduce you Toronto DAO co-founder Matthew Glazes, and he'll be presenting on our partner, Sui. Let's give a round of applause to Matthew, everybody. All right, Matthew.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for making it quiet. It's really, really quiet now. I feel like I can do this. I do not have a clicker. Is this a standard? Oh, there we go. So, as Samir mentioned at the very beginning, we are very thankful to partner with Sui, who are helping hosting us for our event. I know we did it before. Let's just give a little round of applause for Sui once again. So I'm just going to give a bit of talk about it. It's not the most technical presentation. I kept it sort of so people who are not very technical, i.e. me, can understand it. But if you have any questions, I'll try. But let's get this going. So who remembers when Facebook tried to get in on the blockchain game? You know, that made the news. Everyone was like, it became real for a second, and then it sort of just died out, and they abandoned the project. But the people in charge of building it, Libra and Diem were the two projects they were building, they did not give up. One of the two blockchains to come out of that organization was Sui. So this is how they came about. Sui, it's named after water, building block for all life, I guess. So what is it exactly? It's a new layer 1 blockchain. It's built from scratch with scalability and high throughput. Yeah. And Miston Labs is like behind the project. It uses the Move language. For those who are more familiar with Rust, this is going to be more your jam. And as I already mentioned, it was developed by Facebook. I'm not calling it by its new name. Everyone knows, not so much anymore, but remember when you had to pay $200 to do a swap on Ethereum? This one is very cheap. It costs pennies with near instant speeds. It's great for DeFi. Gaming is something they're trying really hard on. I don't know if anybody was here at our last event where we showcased the Sui Play. It's sort of like a Steam Deck on blockchain. And the Move language, it's very secure. It's much more resilient to attacks than Solidity, for example. And they have zero knowledge implementation. For those that don't know, zero knowledge is basically they can prove it's true without showing why it's true, sort of like a privacy feature. And they're allowing people to create their own wallets with what they call invisible wallets with your emails, Google, Facebook, and so on. Because, for example, I helped my friend set up his very first crypto wallet about a month ago, and he hated every minute of it. So now he could just use his email account. So I'm going to I mentioned the speed, but I just want to showcase how fast it actually is. Roughly 297,000 transactions per second. When we consider like the OG smart blockchain, Ethereum, look at that, it's only 15 to 30. Hear a lot of you laughing because you probably experienced that 15 to 30 seconds per transaction. And it's always good to have a Web 2 or I guess if you can even call it that, traditional finance comparison. Visa can only do 1,700 transactions per second. So just imagine the possibilities with a blockchain that can go this fast. And behind this all is the Sui native token. Just like other layer ones, it can be blocked, the native coin for other layer ones. It can be used to pay for gas fees. They're going to be using it for governance proposals, staking to keep the blockchain secure. And there are various DeFi and gaming applications that have yet to come out that they plan on using the Sui token for. And of course, who can forget one of our main sponsors a couple months ago, Walrus. They're doing some amazing stuff, especially on the decentralized storage setting. They recently had their token launch, I want to say 3 weeks ago. And it's been hovering a bit above their launch price, which in today's market is quite the achievement. But even I learned about Walrus while working with Toronto DAO, and I did my own research, which is what you should always do, and I thought it was just a fantastic project. So I encourage you all to check it out, and it's going to be this is one of the things that I think is the future of Web3. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I don't represent Sui. I'm not an employee of them. But if you have any questions, I'll do my best to try to answer them for you.
Wow, Matthew, that's impressive. That's impressive. Thank you. Thank you. Matthew's like one of the smartest consultants. He will explain everyone in like a simple language what the complicated stuff means, and I really appreciate him for that. So, this is our I think third event where we doing this right now, and I'm super excited because it became our kind of like a business card, our little signature stuff. We're gonna have a professional comedian on stage, and he's gonna show us some cool stuff. I'm really excited about it, and he's also one of the top up-and-coming comedians. I would say he's already there. He's been mentioned by the top people in the United States. I just love the fact that he's here. So let's welcome on stage Matthew Puzhitsky, everybody.
Thank you, Samir. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Samir asked me what I think about Sui just now, and I said that I lost all my money in Bitcoin, and I truly believe in it because I took out a second mortgage and dumped it all on Sui. So if it doesn't work out, I'm going to jump off a bridge. No, that's not true. But I think it's cool that we're doing that. The blockchain stuff, the AI stuff. I was thinking about when he asked me to do this, what am I going to say? It's just most of my jokes are, I'm a club comic, you know what I mean? How am I going to come up here? You guys are talking about crypto, and I'm like, all right, here's what, gay dolphins, here's the deal. But so here's what I'm going to do. I think that I wanted to try to compare and see how AI is taking a lot of jobs, right? I don't think it can take my job because I'm a stand-up comedian, and AI doesn't know what it's like to be traumatized by immigrant parents. And that's where my art comes from. So I'm going to be doing some of my jokes and see if ChatGPT can do a better job. I feel like that's more interesting, right? Because Bitcoin, my parents look at me like a shitty crypto coin, my immigrant parents, right? Right? They look at me like a shitty crypto coin. They had a lot of faith, so they invested all their money early, and turns out I was a fucking scam. Came up to my dad, I'm like, I'm gonna drop out of university and tell dick jokes for a living. He's like, shit, should have pulled out when the stock was higher. Yeah, he thought I was Bitcoin, turns out, hawk to a bitch, gotcha. Yeah, my dad's Eastern European guy, my family's Russian, right? So my dad never said he loved me. He's like, if I say too much, you will be gay. And he's been saying it a little bit. I've been getting older, getting softer, and honestly, I've been doing some pretty gay shit. So maybe he was onto something. So here's the first example. Let's see if ChatGPT can write a joke about immigrant parents. Are we doing this? All right. Okay. Ready? So write a stand-up joke about... That's why I'm a comedian, folks. About having immigrant parents. All right, let's see what it gives us. You ever notice immigrant parents don't believe in emotions? Like, if you're sad, they're like, why? You have food, you have roof, you have Wi-Fi, be happy. I don't like that that's a bigger pop that I got for my joke. Meanwhile, they grow up dodging real bullets, and I'm over here like, my Mom, my Uber driver has 4.2 stars and I didn't feel safe. And she's like, in my country, our Uber was a horse. And fuck, ChatGPT might take my job. I'm kind of screwed here. All right. Well, that's not good. No, you remember the gay joke? That was funnier, right? I guess I'm gonna be broke. I am broke. There we go. Yeah, I'll tell you a joke about being broke. Entertainment is tough. I go through rough spells. And in this economy, I'm realizing that I'm probably never gonna own a house, right? Like, I'm so far away from being a homeowner that Spotify won't let me play house music anymore. I'll be like, yo, Siri, play David Guetta. She's like, nah, bitch. With that credit score, David Guetta for you. Ty Dolla Sign, 50 Cent. How about that? All right, so far, ChatGPT doing a way better job than me. Understood. Yeah, no, it's tough because, like, man, insurance is expensive. I pay for my own insurance now. Like, I'm more scared of the dentist now than I was at 5 years old, right? I'll have a toothache. I'll look at the prices online. I'll be like, fuck it. I don't need teeth. What am I, special? I don't need to chew. I'll just suck. Just oatmeal for the rest of my life. Okay, that's joke number 2. Let's see. ChatGPT, fucking you better... All right. Now, write one about being broke. All right. I'm so broke, my credit score is just low. Thank God, that's so bad. I tried applying for a loan, and the bank was like, you sure you don't just want a hug? At this point, my budget is so tight, if I drop a coin, I chase it like it's a stock I regret selling. That was shit. I feel better about myself. Let's go. We should do like a vote, ChatGPT and me. Well, okay, first one, ChatGPT. Applause for ChatGPT for the first joke. My immigrant parent jokes. Guys, remember said I would kill myself because of Sui? You guys are making sure that you're in my suicide note. Fuck all of you. What else was, okay, broke joke. Applause for ChatGPT. Me? All right, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. What else can I do? What do we want? I don't know. I'm also trying to keep this like corporate. You know what I mean? Let's do one about like just the most mundane topic. Weather. You can't go wrong with a weather joke. That's like PG-13, right? Yeah, let's do a weather joke. We're all Canadian. I travel around a lot to the States. Like, I go to LA, and I like going to warmer places because their weather app doesn't lie. You know what I mean? Because, like, in Canada, especially in the winter, you look at your weather app, it says -20, you're like, fuck. And then underneath in tiny little transparent letters, it says, feels like -25. First of all, why is my weather app gaslighting me? Second of all, why do we accept that as a country? You know what I mean? Like, just like, imagine I'm on a date, it's going well, turn to the girl, I'm like, yeah, my dick's 3 inches, but trust me, feels like it's 10. That guy right there just gave me like the meanest stare. Dad, is that you? Are you Indian now? That's crazy. There was my weather joke. This is okay. Okay. Now do one about the weather. I added an I there, but ChatGPT gets me. The weather's been wild lately. One day it's sunny, the next day it's like, surprise, snow in April. I hope you didn't put your trauma code away? What's a trauma code? Does anybody know what a trauma code is? Is that Okay, it's like the coat I wear after my parents whoop me. Canadian weather is like an immigrant dad. Cold, unpredictable, and always yelling at you to dress warmer. That's not bad. I think so. I have ChatGPT Plus, so it knows my background. That's why it's always going back to the immigrant stuff. You know what I mean? I like this. Okay, this one. What do we think? Okay, ChatGPT. Me. All right, 2-1. Let's go. You guys are just like, we don't want this white boy to kill himself. Okay. All right, cool. How am I doing for time, by the way? I'm doing okay? All right. How are we doing today? I like all the speakers today. They look like the evil villain from Rainy with a Chance of Meatballs. That was great. Crypto. Are you guys, so what was your, the thing you were presenting? Sorry, I was in the back. The mic was horrible. I saw you reading off your phone. I'm reading off my computer, which is fine. This is the user experience. Nice. Are you like, what do you do for work? I loved it. I'm used to crowd working in like comedy clubs, not socially awkward nerds. They're just like, I can't talk too many people. This is great. This is great. I'll stick to it. I loved your presentation. Love it when people read off their phones. No, but it was truly, I'm fascinated by crypto and AI. All right, let's do a few more jokes. Let's do, okay, I'll talk a little bit about myself. I've dug into you guys enough. I have a master's degree in synthetic organic chemistry. Right? I went to U of T. I was like a nerdy kid in high school. Didn't get any attention from the girls. I didn't always look like a handsome lesbian. So it was, yeah, it's good. I made it through. I'm married now, believe it or not, to a woman. Let's go. I don't like the reaction. So we're like, no way, he's not gay. Yeah. No, but it's great. My wife is amazing. She's very supportive, which I'm going to need after today. She's great. She always tries to cheer me up. Doesn't always work, right? Like the other day I was sad. She's like, Matt, it's okay. When one door closes, another one opens. I'm like, that's bullshit, all right? Because if that was true, you'd let me use your back door when the front door's closed for the month. That's an anal joke, everybody. Let's go. You told me to keep it clean. I am not. Non-refundable, Samir. Should I ask ChatGPT to write an anal joke? That would be funny. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I really want to do it right now, but there are some nice older elderly people in the back that I don't want to. No, my wife's great. I love her. She's very kind. Like I'm learning a lot living with a woman. You know what I mean? It's like. I honestly thought when I would be married I'd get laid a little more often, but it's fine. It's like, I get laid, but I need to know things like the difference between a duvet and a comforter, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I don't know the difference, right? You guys are together, right? And do you know the difference? No, it's, yeah. She asked me to get a duvet from the store. I come back with a comforter. She's like, oh my God, Matt, you don't know the difference? I'm like, bitch, I didn't have a bed frame before you moved in, all right? We're doing pretty well right now, all right? When I was single, the most complicated word I knew how to spell was chlamydia. And now we're all the way up to charcuterie. So fucking where's my medal, all right? Okay, write a anal and chlamydia joke, ChatGPT. Let's see you do that. Write a joke about my wife. This will be interesting. Yeah, write a joke about my wife. I'm interested to see that. My wife says I don't listen to her or something like that. I love how it tries to be casual or something like that. That's what stand-ups do, right? I wasn't really paying attention. Classic misdirection. She's amazing, though. Like a human Google, except instead of answers, I get questions about my tone. Yeah, I don't know. All right, once again, last one. This is the deciding round. My jokes. I got one clap from the... Very reluctant claps. Chat GPT. There we go. Fuck you. You guys are fun. I like you guys. I truly come see a show at like Yuck Yucks or something. If you're scared now, you'll hate me even more. I swear I'm good at this. I do this for a living, right? For sure. The mic's telling me to get the fuck off stage too. You guys are fun. No, but seriously, thank you so much to Samir for having me. Thank you guys for listening and attending. I feel like I'm holding all of you hostage, but that's fine. My name is Matt Pujitsky. That's been ChatGPT. I won. Fuck AI. I win. All right.
Thank you, Matthew. Woo! That was hilarious. I love that. The best. I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, and that's was my secret dream to become a stand-up comedian. And that's why I really respect the guys. You know, I really respect everyone who comes on stage and just fucking kills it. You know, that's just crazy. I love it. And that's why Toronto DAO is now known for having comedy on stage. And I'm really proud of that. But with that being said, how's my microphone? It feels like no one's hearing me. Yeah? Igor, can you turn me up, please? Boom chaka, boom chaka, boom, 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 boom. I'm the beatboxer today. Anyways, all right. We're going to have a panel about us, just to quickly talk about Toronto DAO, the future, the past, how it started, where we're going. And Husnain will be moderating this. I'll be sitting in the chair and with Matthew and with Athika, who are our members as well. And so we're going to have a quick chat, and Husnain's going to moderate. Husnain, come on stage. Everyone else, please welcome us.
Mic check, mic check. Can everyone hear me? Yeah?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. He's about to turn it on.
My mic doesn't work.
There you go.
Hello.
Yep.
Oh, okay, awesome, guys. All right.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's on.
No, it's not on.
I feel like Samir has the loudest mic.
Hello?
All right. Let's have some chats.
All right, awesome. So we're going to get going on this panel, and we're just going to talk about the origin of Toronto DAO and what we have been up to and where we're going next. My name is Husnain. I was here earlier doing the Kahoot game. So why don't we go around the panel and everyone introduce themselves and just tell us about how you got started with Toronto DAO.
All right. Hi, I'm Matthew from, 5 minutes ago. I'm one of the co-founders of Toronto DAO. There's always been Antoine, one of our co-founders, has always, who's not here right now, has always toyed with the idea. And I guess for a couple years, there was once in a while we would talk about it, and then we'd be like, oh, that sounds cool, and then we'd never bring it up again. And we just decided to go for it in 2023. It was a bit, slow going because it was kind of what does a community DAO mean? And we had back and forth. But I feel like we're going really strong now, and we have good brand awareness. And I feel like I already answered the question 30 seconds ago, so I'll stop talking.
Awesome. So, Atika, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So hello everyone, my name is Atika Fatima and I am a blockchain product engineer. I'm a computer science graduate, and I think my Toronto DAO origin story, obviously not a co-founder, was not there when the idea came into the inception, but I think I was there when the first event happened, and Samir's energy specifically was super contagious, I believe. We connected, and I used to see every morning on LinkedIn he posted, good morning, we're going to win. I don't know what that is all about, but it was super fascinating to me. And then one of the other meetup events I met with Matthew, and there's this guy who's Matthew is somebody who you would not notice, the first time when you enter the room, but he's also one of the most intelligent ones in the room. He's like, he has knowledge about everything Canada, like things that you don't even find on Google at times. I feel I can ask Matthew about it, and he would have some information on it. So we did have, I think, a crypto debate sort of discussion group, and then post that Samir asked me whether I was interested to contribute to Toronto DAO. Yeah, I remember we had that during, I think, one of the Bitcoin Bay meetups, so shout out to them for introducing all of us. But yeah, that's my Toronto DAO origin story, where Samir asked that, I said yes.
Absolutely, because Athika has the best LinkedIn posts. She's like a master of marketing when it comes to offline stuff and just in general. Her engagement rate on LinkedIn is the best I've ever seen, and I just thought we have to have her on the team. We have to have her on the team. So I'm very glad that you're here. I started, the same as Matthew. I joined in 2023, and we just sort of started just going at it. And my specialty is PR and marketing and branding, and that's customer acquisition as well. But that's kind of where my strengths are, and we've been kind of going at it. It was just me, Matthew, and Antoine having the weekly meetings online every week, and then we just started growing, and now we have a strong team of 11 people, and we're very proud of it.
Well, awesome. Can we get a round of applause for the Toronto DAO team for putting all these? So you guys kind of touched upon what my next question is going to be. So I'm just going to skip that. So the next question I want to bring up is, can you guys tell us or discuss what it really takes to put up an event of this scale? From getting the sponsor or looking for the sponsor, which Samir is really good at, from going from that part to actually sitting here and doing this panel. What does it really take to throw an event like this?
So I think what surprised me is we recently had Maria join us, who is unfortunately not doing so. She's just a bit under the weather, so she couldn't be here today. And she brought up a lot of things that we did in past events that she pointed out, how we can improve. For instance, some of you may have noticed the pizza came in 2 intervals. She's like, that's to keep it warm. And that's something I didn't really think of. When I was in charge of that, I just ordered a bunch of pizza, and then you had cold pizza at 6:15. And
I remember those days.
Yeah, so I guess it was sort of not knowing a lot of things you don't really pick up on. When you go to other people's events, you kind of just think you're mimicking them, and then you realize that there's so much more behind the scenes that you're not aware of.
Even little things like these wristbands that we have now that we can help,
oh yeah,
which
we
help us track.
We didn't have those until
which
until
help us
time.
track the audience. Yeah. So can we shed some light on how do we go about the sponsorships and the current work involved in just seeking those sponsorships?
Sure. It's we're talking to a lot of groups in Toronto. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a lot of us we're trying to do something like that as well. And it all comes down to money. Right, someone has to support you, someone has to sponsor, and not necessarily just money per se, but also maybe they want to buy free food, or they want to rent out a spot for us. It's all about communication. It's all about reaching out and asking. A lot of people don't know about it, but if you just reach out and ask, you shall receive. So that's my number one suggestion, is just reach out to people and offer your services or offer your platform. So right now, Toronto DAO we have over 1,000 people right now in our connections in our network, and that's a huge benefit to our sponsors and to our partners, and that's really helping us. But as far as what it takes to have a good event, I come from the boxing industry, and for me, an event is just a boxing show. There's a main event, and then there's an undercard, and there's a halftime show in between. Matthew Pujitsky was our halftime show. That's something that I'm really try to implement in the Web3 events here in Toronto, Web3 and tech in general. But the flow should be good, the money should be there. You get money by hustling, and by hustling I mean just reaching out to people and say, can you give us money in exchange for this benefit that we're gonna give you? So you're not just asking for money, you're actually offering hey, I'm gonna give you access to our exclusive Toronto community, because Toronto community right now in tech, they're popping. They're the best. It's a great conversion rate. And you will have an exclusive access to our community because you will be partnering with us as a title sponsor or a starter sponsor. So it's definitely not just asking, you actually telling them like, what are you presenting them in return?
So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just to, so like Samir said, the answer is always no until you ask, right? And though I have not contributed to the events, organizing specifically Toronto DAO events directly, I've been to a lot of events throughout the past year, and I think with Toronto DAO, right, I think it's the team that makes it different. Like the different backgrounds that we come from, the variety or the diversity that we bring into the whole team, right? Whether it is Samir, he said he comes from a boxing background, Matthew or me or even you, right? We're a very diverse group if you look at it. Like there's no way we would have collided if it was not for Toronto DAO. And I think that's what is bringing, that's what you can see in all of the events that we're organizing, right? Even if it is tech, even if it is, developer workshops that we're doing, even if it is even if they're sponsored, right? Different sponsors that we've had, there's always that little Toronto DAO touch to all of the events that we're doing. So I think that's what sets us apart. It's the team.
Well, it's definitely the team for sure, because I have been to other events, and you know what? There's something about Toronto DAO that keeps bringing people back. And now we have, like Samir said, we have a roster of over 1,000 community members who are there a click of an email away, right? So something Atika brought up. So the innovation, right? There's not just events here. We're also building in the back as well. That's a lot of stuff people don't see. Recently, we developed the Bespoke Beaver app. Yes. We're still fighting over the name, but I think we're going to let the developer have that one.
No one's fighting. It's a beaver.
Okay.
That's been decided, brother.
Yeah. All right. I guess we've decided already. Let's see. I don't think so. But why don't you guys dig into some of the innovations that we've been working on, and from the app to the minting platform, and where are we going with that? Whoever wants to go first.
I can go first. I think because there are crypto communities all over the world, and it's, I mean, the ones I've been to in different parts of said world, I just, no one talks about an app, and so I feel like an app helps differentiate us, and even the Bespoke Beaver app, I've had people from outside of Toronto, outside of Canada, they've asked about it. So while Toronto's our focus, it's now having people from outside the world are starting to know who we are. And so I think that really makes us stand out.
I think we started as when Toronto DAO, the inception happened, we started as a community that wanted to, build innovation, build these products, ship these products, and then because of our diverse group, we deviated into multiple branches, events being one of them. But the innovation has always been there with the T-Coin paper that we launched, with the T-Coin event that we did, and even with the latest Bespoke Beaver app that we built. I think it was a Friday we came together. Within an hour, we had the name, we had the idea, we had, a rough architecture, and I remember why we picked up the term like bespoke, or why we picked up beaver, because it's the national animal of Toronto, and it was a fun afternoon, and that's what Toronto DAO is all about, spontaneously coming together to build that innovation, to retain that tech talent in Toronto.
Yeah, so I remember it was at the Solana Super Teams, their Friday co-working spaces, and I remember I go there every Friday, but for some reason I wasn't there this Friday.
I think you were fasting.
Yeah, maybe, but I do still show up. I'm not sleeping all the time. So I saw the chat, I saw our internal chat, and within an hour we were talking about an app, and I'm like, whoa, what did I miss? Like, what's happening here, and what's this app, and like, where did it come, how did it come through so fast? So yeah, that was the speed of innovation there. That's something that you lightly see around, right? Yeah, so Samir, do you want to add on to the...
I think we should just definitely continue doing that. You know, that's something that we've experimented with, and it's a massive success. I have a lot of developers reaching out to me personally and to other people as well. They want to join for the next session. Like it's a 3-hour challenge, right? To create something out of nothing. And as I said last time, like if you're not shipping right now, I don't know what you're doing. You're doing something wrong because it's so easy to ship right now. Especially if you're actually a dev. It's one thing to vibe code something without skills, but if you have skills and you have the power of AI, then, you know, let's go.
Well, that's the motto here. Let's go. If you're a dev right now, you should be shipping, right? So that brings up an interesting that leads us to our my next question here. We're going to be quickly wrapping up, but quickly, where do you think Toronto DAO is heading next? What do you guys think?
I really want to try to get the community more involved. I don't know what that will look like. We have been toying around with what to do with the NFTs that we've already been distributed. Maybe it has something to do with the bespoke app, but I think it'd be really cool to have like more community engagement. Okay,
so for Matthew, it's more community engagement.
I think one of these days we're gonna ship the next big thing in Toronto. Because of Samir's motto, you know, shut up and do it. it's just him and his leadership that, you know, we're able to ship so quickly. So I think in terms of innovation, and especially on the tech side, I'm really excited to see how things turn up, what all apps that we ship, and I'm pretty sure one of them is gonna hit it somewhere.
Yeah. So for Attica, it's the next Facebook or the next Bitcoin that we're looking at, huh?
I wouldn't call it Bitcoin, but yeah, somewhere.
Okay, awesome. That's exciting. Yeah. How about you, Samir?
Just scaling what we have right now. We have a little baby right now that's Toronto DAO, but we already have something that resembles a media department, something that resembles a dev department. We have great operations. We have the great formula to do it. It's just a matter of scaling. And so once we scale, we're just going to be pumping up all that stuff, all those events. Social media department, by the way, we have great social media team. Our metrics is off the charts. It's just a matter of scaling it because everything is already there. So got to grow it like a tree.
Well, awesome. For Samir, it's about scaling Toronto DAO now. Well, that's all for now. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us, and we hope to see you again here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, everybody, don't leave, everybody. We will have our main event, the Heisenberg Network, and we will get Heisenberg Network present here just in a couple of minutes. So don't leave anywhere. Please take a seat and enjoy the main presentation dedicated to decentralized AI with the main presenter, Dr. Mari Zihaya. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for your attention. And we're ready to start our presentation. If you can turn on the music, please. Okay, final event, the main event of Toronto DAO, dedicated to decentralized AI. We have the co-founder and the main core contributor, Mori Zihayat. He will be presenting today on Heisenberg Network, and how he will be telling us all about decentralized data and how it helps AI. Please welcome, round of applause for Mori.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you to Toronto DAO for having me today. Before I start talking about Heisenberg, let me just introduce myself. I'm Mori. I'm next to Heisenberg. I'm an adjunct professor at University of Waterloo and Canada researcher in human-centered AI. The project that I'm going to present today is basically one of the main projects we've been working in the intersection of crypto/blockchain and AI at U Waterloo, and this one got more exciting. So here we go. Before I start, everyone's familiar with the AI on the technical side, or? Okay. Okay, so let me start a bit about the AI itself. I'm sure that it's obvious for everyone what's happening with AI, and we know that there is a huge opportunity, right? it's been estimated like 6 months ago that the market cap for AI is going to be around $27 billion. Within 6 to 8 months, it raised to $1 trillion. And it's estimated by 2027, the market cap for AI is going to be around 1 trillion, which I believe that is going to go way beyond that. I tell you about why I have such belief. And we know that it's growing fast, right? But what we started basically as a research project 2 years ago, focusing on the fact that how can we release this potential, right? If there is a $1 trillion potential, why don't we get there earlier, right? And there was a study that shows that AI is actually blind. What we see these days as LLMs, ChatGPT, or other kind of chatbots that they are very strong in reasoning. You've seen, Matthew, how it uses it for telling jokes, right? And I'm sure that it can get better than what you've seen. But it's been shown that many companies nowadays, and many people who are building in AI domain, one of the main challenges that they have and the focus that they have is that the data that they need to pass to the AI model is not AI ready, okay? And how many of you built AI agents? What platforms did you use? Just name. Eliza, right? How many of you ship it and you made money out of it? I love to hear. Well, there is a reason. Eliza is cool. I have a lot of respect for Eliza, Virtual, Arc.Fun, these projects that they are working, AI agent launchpads, they are doing a great job in terms of make it very easy for everyone to build an AI agent, okay? That's kind of what they do. But it's been shown 80% of these projects actually fail. If you go, for example, to Virtual, you find that 90% of the agents, like meme coins, they're not. Is it my voice is that bad or? So that's kind of, the situation with the practicality of AI agents. And it's not about the models behind them. The models, DeepSeek, Llama, or others from OpenAI, these are actually strong. And they are strong from the perspective that they can reason very well. So if you give them enough information, they can actually analyze it very well for you. But the problem of this high kind of ratio of failure is because of the fact that these AI agents that we are building, many of them, they do not have context, okay? And of course, AI can reason, but without context, it cannot act or decide or think practically. What do I mean with context, right? I use the term that has a lot of meaning. The context that I'm talking here is a customized, structured, real-time data, okay? We have a huge amount of data. I don't have the number, but petabyte of data every day is being generated by different platforms, okay? And this data is unstructured, noisy, and delayed, and you cannot actually pass these funds directly to the AI models, okay? And what you need to do, actually, you need to build pipelines. So everyone using Eliza, using Virtual, using Arc.Fun, and many other platforms, they can easily build AI agents, but they're stuck in the chatbot status. It means that they can chat. They can be very cool, humanized chats, humanized text, but nothing more than that. If you ask, okay, what tokens should I buy today based on the market analysis, it cannot tell you. Or if you say that what KOL is talking about, I don't know, Sui, they cannot tell you that kind of, real-time intelligence. So what do they need? They basically need to, if you want to build a good AI agent, you need to build pipelines that get the raw data, contextualize it, customize it for your purpose, and deliver it in real time, okay? That's kind of the problem we've been working. So if you look at the decentralized AI world, you'll find that we have a lot of players in the AI layer these days. Jensen doing the decentralized training, Rituals or some others, they are doing the decentralized inference. We have a lot of AI launchpads. now, right? And they are offering a lot of kind of functionalities there. If you go a bit down in the data layer, now there are a lot of platforms. They give you on-chain data. They give you private data. One now gives you personal data, right? I don't know, the public data, Grass, based in Toronto, which is one of the best projects to me, one of the killer app of AI and crypto these days to me is one of them is Grass. They are providing a lot of data to you, right? But it's broken. The connections between this data to be fed to the AI is broken. And that's actually what we call it context layer. Context layer is basically a layer that takes this data, contextualize it, customize it, clean it, transform it, and make it actually useful for every single task in the AI layer, okay? So we're good with the problem, I assume, right? So what we did, we started the research to see that how can we address this? And why we got to the crypto? Because, well, there are two main factors. First of all, building these pipelines, it's costly, expensive, time-consuming. So we need the community to get involved, to build the pipelines, monetize it, and use it. On the other hand, executing these pipelines is very expensive because they are continuous. They have to be run a lot of kind of, every second, every minute to give you real-time context. The question is that how can I bring the cost down? I don't want to use AWS, right? So we built Heisenberg. Heisenberg is an agentic platforms in which the agents extract, structure, and deliver real-time data. What's the catch? For AI builders or whoever building an AI agent, there is no code required here. It's completely plug and play. You just tell that, okay, what context you need, what kind of customized data you need for your purpose, and you can get it, okay? So simply put, in the kind of situation with the layer I showed you, that's where Heisenberg comes in. It takes the data automatically from different platforms. We are not on-chain data. We can connect to any type of data, even private data, like the enterprise data. And then it goes through the processes that requires to make the data contextualize and offer this real-time context to the AI players. It could be, as I said, AI agent builder, as big as AI agent launchpad. One of our current clients is an AI agent launchpad with more than 100K users. And these kind of, they give it as a perk to their users. But for example, Virtual do not provide this. And they're like, okay, you know what? You build the agent, you take care of the pipeline yourself. So how did we do it? There are three main products, and these are something that maybe is of your interest. As a business, we have a platform, which we call it Cook. And Cook is basically an environment that you can deploy pre-built agents to get the data for any particular aspects. The second component is a marketplace. If you are a developer, you want to monetize, you know that there is a particular type of data or customized kind of context would be demanding. You can build your own agents. I'll talk a bit about it down the road. And then using this, you can monetize that agent, and whoever uses it, well, you get a reward. The third part, as I told you, one of the challenges with these data pipelines is the fact that they are very costly. It costs them a monthly basis. I know that some companies spending like 20 to 30K per month to just keep these pipelines up and running. At UADLU, this first study that we've done, we show that actually the majority of these data, these agents can be implemented using CPU, not GPU. Yeah. It's kind of something that whoever asks us, okay, you are in deep network, so you have GPUs? We're like, no, we are not in the GPU game. We are in a boring, old story of CPU. And why is that? Because we proved that we can reduce the cost for businesses by 70%. Okay? So that's kind of the part that gets more attractive to the businesses because they pay less. Okay? And what's in it for the community? Well, the community provide CPUs. It could be your laptop. It could be, I don't know, your computers that you never use it, or it could be even your daily use computer. Of course, not your company's computer, if you want to use. And if I want to just give you a brief overview of what the platform looks like and how it works, basically, there are a lot of modular agents that have been developed with the developers all around the world. And let's say, for example, there is one data agent specifically focusing on the token trends. and the other one is focusing on influencers, like KOLs, right? And there is another one on the market news on the crypto, right? So each of these data agents are actively watching the contents, extracting, cleaning, and have them ready for use. But this is not actually ready for use. There is a router that what it does depends on what you want to do. It gives you the instance that is completely personalized for your need. For example, there is you built an AI trading bot, right? For AI trading bot, you need insights from the KOLs, you need from on-chain data. So what the router does, it extracts what matters most for the trading from different data agents and mix them and give you exactly what your AI agent needs to do the trading. For example, it tells you that, okay, you know what, in last 3 hours, the volume of ERC20 token has changed this much, and you know what, KOL XYZ talking about these tokens. So all you need specifically for the trading. And I don't want to open it more, but in terms of even trading, there are different instances for day-to-day trading, for long-term trading, for, I don't know, meme coin trading. Every one of these agents must have different customized pipelines. Or, I don't know, you have a smart wallet agent that requires different type of kind of, context. So the Heisenberg router next, along with the modular agents, all together provide what matters there. And, for example, the other one is a launchpad risk model. I brought the examples from the Web3, but the sky is the limit in terms of the application. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you need the data or you need a context. Definitely you need a context when it comes to the AI. Heisenberg can offer that to you. So that's nice, that's sexy, that's beautiful for businesses, but the question is that what's for community? This is the kind of, the part that we loved about what we are building, is that we are not monetizing what we are building. We are delegating the monetization to the community in terms of the developers and compute providers. What do developers do for us? They basically, we offer a low business engine to any single developers that they can easily develop a new agents. I'm not saying that as easy as using cursor yet, but it's very kind of, low code is very conceptual because we wanted to keep it abstract. We don't want developers to get involved with the infrastructures. How much compute do I need? I don't know how can I optimize this infrastructure for my data agents? How can I get access to the raw data? How can I deliver the data? So all the barriers around building an AI agent is being covered by the marketplace. And if I want to just give you an example, what happens, you build once and then share the context everywhere, and everyone who's using these agents that you build, you earn. And similarly speaking, from the concept of, in the context of blockchain, these agents is like developing a smart contract. But the difference is that you are building smart contracts for real world data. Okay, so it's completely in different layers compared to smart contracts. The third component, as I said, it's the depend that we have. We are trying, and we are actually very serious and dedicated that all these agents must be executed on the CPU. The reason is the cost. The continuous execution of these, every execution is very cheap. 1 hour is around 80 cents using Amazon, but just expand it to a month. Okay, so we proved that using our CPU depend, we reduce the cost by 70%. So it's cost the businesses every hour around 15 cents. That our current clients love it, particularly when it comes to kind of very intensive agents. And the way it works for you as a community, you just install the node. There is no technical requirements to install it, okay? So everything's built in a Docker, which means that it's pretty isolated from your environment. No access to your kind of hard drive. We just use your CPU and of course the RAM to do the compute and run these agents without any intervention in your daily usage. You can even adjust that, okay, you know what? Just shut it off now. I want to use CPU all by myself. But the way that our study showed, we found that, okay, 15% to 20% of the CPU usage does the job for us, and it won't interrupt your daily usage, okay? And the other perks about this particular, the deepen part, of course, I put the QR code if you want to join the waitlist. The way that kind of, these nodes is being designed is that it doesn't matter how powerful your CPU is. If your CPU is uptime, is reliable, then you earn. That's kind of the part that is more important to us. The dispatchers that we develop behind the scene, it can easily identify what jobs are fitted what CPUs. And that's kind of the part that why we have the CPU as built-in. We don't use the kind of, the external depends for these tasks. So that's the third components of Heisenberg. I hope that you enjoyed this talk. I would be happy to answer if there is any question.
All right, everybody. Dr. Mori, everyone, from Heisenberg Network. Let's give him a round of applause. Honestly, when I learned about Heisenberg Network, all I had to know is that there's two professors from U Waterloo and Metropolitan University, and they're building this thing where you can just plug in your laptop and earn free cash, just based on renting out your CPU. I'm like, I'm sold. I just want to do this. I just want to press that button and get that cash, to get that dough, get that bread. So, with that being said, this concludes our event, and you're welcome to stick around and network. I will provide the links to Heisenberg Network and to all of our communities as well. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Thank you.